But it says, children, obey your parents in the Lord. Now, I know that's not always easy for some people, because some people don't have parents that are believers. That's me, right? So again, if I'm sitting in the seat, if we were to rewind back some time, I was in your position, I was sitting here at youth group, and I'm like, you know what? Like, my parents, they're not believers. And so I'm not going to say they're the worst people in the world. No, I mean, my parents had their issues, certainly. But they were never looking at me and saying, hey, Jay, what does the Bible say about that? Or, hey, Jay, what would God want? Or what would honor God? No. And sometimes they would give me pretty bad advice. But it says, obey your parents in the Lord. So when your parents tell you to do something that's right, that lines up with God's standard, whether they're a believer or not, you should look at that and say, man, well, they're asking me to do the right thing. Perhaps I should do it. Now, you and I struggle with authority. I get it. We really struggle with that. That's just, we've got that seed of rebellion in our heart. That's the reason why we've looked at God and said, listen, I know, like, you figure it out. Physics, you figure it out. How, abiogenesis, the beginning of all things. Like, you exist in such a way in terms of in the Trinity that I will never understand. But you know what? I'm not going to trust you as it relates to my relationship advice. Right? You and I just have the seed of rebellion of like, even if I think you might be right, you know what? I'm going to do it my way. You ain't telling me what to do. The Bible says clearly that once you and I figure out that authority issue, and we realize the authority that is placed in our lives and the good it can be that comes from God, and that can save us from a world of hurt, including our relationships. But sin most certainly has wrecked the family dynamic. Has it not? Some of us are from split homes. I am. Some of us have times where we weren't even on speaking terms with our siblings. Or maybe we've seen our parents not on speaking terms with their siblings. I mean, we have seen the fracture that sin has caused in family relationships. But Jesus has this invitation. He says, have the same mindset as me. And so this is all I want to say to you tonight is that if you're at all a skeptic of that, if you're at all like, nah, listen, I don't think that's really true. I think that's an overstatement. But you have never taken the time to just read about the life of Jesus before discounting it, before discarding it, before saying, nah, that stuff's just like whatever. That's not real life. That's not. I would just encourage you, even take the next month. Just read a gospel. Take your time, and there's no rush. You don't have anyone saying, hey, you need to finish this by this point. And just read about the life and the teachings of Jesus. And try to apply those to your relationships. And the difference you will see.